Hello and a very warm welcome to day one of this week in which we're going to prepare ourselves for the cleanse, which is going to start next Monday. And today, in this short presentation, I would like to go deeper into toxins and wastes and the Ayurvedic understanding of toxins and wastes, because Ayurveda has a unique and sophisticated way of looking at toxins and wastes, which differs in quite fundamental ways from the Western perspective. So let's have a look. Now, Ayurveda speaks about the concept of ama. What is ama? Ama is liberally translated what we would refer to as toxins and waste. But ama, the concept of ama goes further than just toxins and wastes. It's anything that hasn't been cooked, processed, or digested properly. So it's not just anything toxic that we ingest through the food we eat, or the water we drink, or the air we breathe. It's also not just metabolic waste products from us or the trillions of microbes in our gut. But it's also toxins because our digestion is weak, and that's called weak Agni. Now, Agni is another important concept in this whole Ayurvedic cleanse, but we'll go into it more in a minute. Ama is also toxins due to blockages in the body, because you can imagine that when there's a blockage, that nothing goes beyond that obstacle. So if you can imagine a channel like our lymphatic system, which is our main waste disposal system, and that there's a blockage there, then anything that goes into this waste disposal system is going to be blocked and not going to be eliminated properly. And also unique to Ayurveda is that it also talks about mental ama. So unresolved emotions, thoughts, or feelings can also create ama. And that's very important for us to know, right? Because grief causes a lot of emotional upsets, naturally. So why is it important to look at ama in this very broad sense? Because ama, according to Ayurveda, is one of the main causes of disease. Now, what can cause ama? First of all, poorly digested food. I've already mentioned it. Anything that hasn't been properly digested turns into ama. And then the buildup of metabolic waste can cause further ama, because it can cause blockages. Then also our food choices, excessive consumption of highly processed foods, or raw, cold, leftover, or fast foods would cause ama. And emotional factors, as I've mentioned already. Now, it's very important to talk about the qualities of ama to understand why we try to avoid eating certain foods during a cleanse. And this will make so much sense once you've heard about this. Now, to prevent new ama from forming, because during the cleanse we want to get rid of ama, we don't want to get more ama into the body or new ama. We want to avoid food that has similar qualities to ama. And ama is heavy, so we avoid meat. Meat is also heavy. Slimy and gooey, so we avoid cheese, which is slimy and gooey. Sticky, we avoid wheat, because wheat, due to the gluten in it, turns into glue in the body. Have you ever made pizza with gluten-free flour? It doesn't stick together. It needs this gluten as a glue. And ama is also cold. So anything that's cold or not cooked will also tend to produce new ama. So a salad is raw and cold. Sandwiches are not cooked. And ice cream, of course, is cold and not cooked. So these foods need to be avoided. Now we get to Agni. Agni is another important concept in this cleanse. So there's only these two concepts that you really need to, learn. There's not going to be any more Sanskrit terms in this cleanse. So Agni is our digestive fire and strength, right? It's here, as you can see in the image, right in the center where our stomach is. It's representative of our stomach acid, which needs to be sharp, hot, and very concentrated to be able to break down our food. So Agni is essential to help us break down the food into smaller molecules that can be assimilated and then used to give us energy, because at the end of the day, that's why we eat in the first place, to get energy from the food. And Agni also helps us eliminate ama by burning and transforming ama. So it's very important to have a balanced Agni so that the body can function well. And there are 3 states of imbalanced Agni that we need to be aware of. Our Agni can be too strong and hot and sharp. So too strong is not good, but also too weak and dull is not good. And irregular, sometimes strong and sometimes weak, is also not very helpful and can cause the build-up of ama. And then something that we also need to be aware of as grievers is that emotional stress can weaken Agni. It's actually the main reason why many of us have a poor digestive strength. You can see here in the image what the effects are on our digestion when we are in this fight and flight response, running on adrenaline or producing high levels of cortisol. That shuts down our digestive system. It dampens our Agni, our stomach acid, our digestive juices, and we can't break down the food so well, so we get food stagnation. That can cause blockages in, first of all, the digestive system, and we've already heard that can cause ama to build up. We can also get gas and bloating, acid reflux because of food stagnation. We can get constipation, and also diarrhea can be caused by constipation, because when we can't go for several days, everything turns into a toxic substance, the whole stool, and the body just wants to get rid of it, so it gives us diarrhea. So just to sum it up, during times of high emotional stress, our digestion suffers, and this can cause the build-up of ama. So when Agni is strong, our body can deal with toxins and waste just fine, because we have a lot of detox systems in place that can help the body get rid of ama. But the problem starts when our digestive system in the first place, and then all the other detox systems, one after the other, get overwhelmed, because there's too much ama building up and the body can't deal with it anymore. It's just too much. It overwhelms the whole system. So here we can see that we have quite a lot of natural detox systems. The digestive system that I've mentioned before, the liver is our main detoxification organ. So we need to support it by keeping our digestive system as healthy and clean as possible. The kidneys support the liver in getting rid of toxins. Then our skin is also a major detox organ, very large because it covers our whole body. The lungs deal with toxins as well, so we cough them out, hopefully. Then the lymphatic system is our main waste disposal system, and then we also have a waste disposal system in the brain, which is the lymphatic system. And this system only works between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So that's why it's important to sleep during that time. So I've already mentioned it, but it's always good to repeat it again in a different way so that it really sinks in. So ama accumulates in the gut first, right? Because everything that we ingest is supposed to go through this channel, our digestive tract, and then the system is supposed to eliminate all the toxins and waste. If this doesn't work properly because of digestive issues, constipation for example, and we don't regularly eliminate toxins and waste, then our digestive tract becomes overwhelmed. Then there's irritation, inflammation, we get leaky gut. You may have heard of it. And also the liver will have to deal with all the toxins and waste that is not eliminated, goes to the liver, and the liver then filters them out of the blood. But when there's too much of it, it can't filter all the toxins out of the blood anymore. So what happens then? All the toxins and waste products go into the blood, and from there they spread around the whole body, and then they lodge in weak spots. So for example, in rheumatoid arthritis, your weak spot would be your joints. And all the ama then lodges there and gives you a lot of pain. And that's something that we can prevent by doing this cleanse. So common signs and symptoms of ama: any kind of congestion, like lung congestion, nasal congestion, sinus, problems, digestive issues, as I've mentioned already, any heaviness in the body, feeling sluggish in the morning, not being able to get up and get going, low energy and fatigue, poor sleep, especially when we toss and turn a lot and we can't really get enough rest. Any weight gain or difficulty losing weight can be due to ama, a weakened immune system, joint pain and stiffness, like in rheumatoid arthritis, a general feeling of feeling unclean, bad body odor or bad breath as signs of ama. And then also brain fog. Poor mental clarity and focus is a typical sign of ama. So we can do a lot to reduce the causes of ama, and this is the whole purpose of the cleanse, to make sure that we get rid of some ama and also not produce any new ama. And we do this by changing some of our daily habits. We can, for example, change what we choose to eat and drink, when we drink, what time and how much we eat, and also how we combine food. So keeping our Agni, our digestive fire, strong and our gut healthy can then also support all our other detox systems to do their job properly. So I already mentioned it in the introductory video, but it's also good to see it on a slide, how we are going to generally support our digestive system so that we can eliminate ama during the cleanse. So in this preparation week, we are going to start improving our Agni through deep breathing and also by introducing tongue scraping as one of the cleansing practices that you can do on a daily basis from now on if you choose to do so. Then in week 1 we are going to introduce some herbal teas if you are not drinking them already, and also an Ayurvedic detox tea and some hot water before bed. And we are going to try to reduce or avoid caffeine and alcohol. And in week 2 we're going to cut down on sugar and processed foods. You've already heard why this is not so beneficial during a cleanse especially. And in week 3 we are going to introduce warm meals and a more regular daily meal routine. You may struggle with this at the moment, so I hope that this is going to help you get into a more regular meal routine that will also support your Agni by eating also freshly cooked and easy to digest foods. So to take care of toxins, we can do 3 things. Basically, we can reduce the amount of toxins that we get into the body in the first place. Then we can also use simple daily practices to reduce the amount of ama by certain cleansing practices like tongue scraping first thing in the morning. And we can also do a gentle seasonal cleanse. And that's one of the most valuable gifts you can give to yourself. So I hope you have now a better understanding of what this whole cleanse is all about and the benefits for you. And to make it easier for you to read up on this, I've created a handout that I'm also going to post in the guide. And I've made it as visually attractive as possible so that you will enjoy reading it. And tomorrow I'm going to share a special questionnaire with you that will help you assess whether ama is present in your body and mind. And for now, I'm just going to leave you with the handout and this presentation. So take good care of yourselves and speak again tomorrow. Bye bye.